It's a wonderful time to be a Kenyan in Kenya. The whole world is focused on Africa today, and despite the fact that we only contribute 2% of global investment and 4% of global trade, there's just so much that's happening in this continent to our advantage. Kenya today is a focus of many of the world's leading brands. And apart from that, let me say we pride ourselves as being the Silicon Savannah. And I think it's businesses like Iflix that make that a reality and that actually allow us to earn our brownie points as a country. So if you said to Henry Ford in 1940 or in 1950 that some young guys in Seattle, Washington, operating from the back of their pickup were going to be the wealthiest people on earth, I think he'd have said, you're absolutely mad. So it's businesses like this that are going to define the way we do business in the future. Accessibility, reach, and relevance to the youthful population, that is exactly what this business has to offer us. 2 weeks ago, and one of the best things that I say about being Kenyan is I spoke to a friend of mine in Kisumu 2 weeks ago, and he asked me, Kip, have you shopped? And I said, I haven't. And he asked me why, and I said, I just haven't shopped. So I asked him, what do you mean? He said, yeah, I've just come from a supermarket, and I spent 200,000 bob. And I said, yeah. And he said, have you backed up your internet? And I said, no. I just have one connection to my house. He says, I have 3. I asked him, why? He says, because Kenya is going to burn next week. So I love being Kenyan because Kenya didn't burn. We're just here having a nice glass of wine and listening to a new business idea. So the Chamber of Commerce is putting forward a 12-point agenda to the President on what we think the businesses would like to see in the next few years. So if any of you have ideas, please give them to us. And we are actually advocating for a film industry in this country. I spoke this morning, very early, with the Kenya Film Commission, and the Chamber of Commerce is pushing for a document called Atakane that will actually make Kenya the focal point for also filming of leading Hollywood movies. The reason why we don't have that in Kenya today is because you cannot import goods duty-free for movies and re-export them, because you need a document called the Atakane, which is issued by chambers in other countries. South Africa is doing it. There's no reason why we can't do it. Today, movies about Kenya are being acted in South Africa. You know that, Paul? So let's do something about it. Let's make a difference. Let's redefine the way we do business in the future.
You must realize that most of the local producers had a lot of content they had already produced and kept in stock because there was nowhere else to take it. So those are one of the things that we're looking at. And if you look at what we have already in our stables, it was amazingly surprising that this stuff that was done in 2015, 2014, and even before, that never saw light of day. So having partnerships with them, first of all, enables them to actually start moving their stuff into the market, not only locally, but they also get international exposure. So we look at Iflix as a two-pronged way to be able to get your product into the market, yeah? So that is one thing first that I would like to elaborate. And then also, just like we said, there's a very calculated approach as to how Linda looks at it. We've done a customer heartbeat, and in the customer heartbeat, there's conversations on preferred content, what they'd like to see, what their preferences are, because at the end of the day, being a subscription product requires for you to continuously come back to engage with us, to consume our product. That means we must look at what your preferences are. So those are some of the elements that Linda and I look into placing when we are actually reviewing.